Yeah, we're gonna... I need a PvP build, and I need a PvP build that makes some sense to me as someone who is most experienced with Zerg. So that means watching Reynor play Protoss. So maybe we'll learn something here. Probably not. Reynor as Zerg and probably Reynor as Protoss are not very easy to follow. He just kind of relies on sheer speed, which is the opposite. He's up against the wall. Thank you, Garion. He's up against Showtime, aka the wall. The most, like, standard macro Protoss, about as standard macro as you get. So, Reynor said in an interview with Roddy, he thinks Zealots are bigger and stronger Zerglings. Are they not? They're just Zerglings that win the fight. They're melee units that are only minerals and get into places that they're not supposed to be rather quickly. In fact, one might argue they're more mobile than Zerglings, because you can't warp in Zerglings to your opponent's mineral land. And no, Nidus do not count. Did he just not even... Did he just chrono and then just be like, one probe's enough? He just... Okay, 2 probes. The end of it. So 2 chronos on probes. Okay, I just got the end. 20. What is Showtime doing? I don't know. It doesn't matter. We're looking at Reynor. Where does he put his second pot on? Okay. This is a standard setup. I'm pretty sure if you build both gates at the wall, like Reynor did, it's more cannon rushable. Honestly, I'm not, like, people are still building the 2 gate walls because adepts in your base are bad and game ending, and have been since adepts have existed. There are still games lost. I haven't seen Has versus Nice, the quarterly clusterfuck. But the amount of games between those two that just... They don't end because both of them let adepts in, but, like, if you want some examples... We're just gonna start the game out at 10 probes, guys. So third base, Stargate. He's not even building units 3 and 4. So you're supposed to build units 3 and 4, so that way you don't get 3-gated. And then he's baiting him into a 3-gate. Wow. Like, he pylon blocked the expansion, so Showtime essentially has to do something else. So, I feel like this was definitely... Reynor just kind of... I don't know if he comes out ahead in the long run, but he kind of forced Showtime into slowing him down. Are you serious? He just backs off. He knows there's more stalkers on the way. See, even Showtime's like, well, I guess this is how we play PvP. No, you don't fight with the Oracle, right? What? I think it was very important to choose the batteries before the Nexus. Just a supply, just straight up supply block here. Yeah, well, I guess that solves that. What is the number of stalkers that it takes to kill a stalker? Will that stasis work? Wow, he's denied the whole mineral end. Oh, I thought he had enough energy for more. Okay. But this is still a really awkward scenario because it's 3 gates versus 2. And the Nexus isn't done, but once the Nexus is done, you can overcharge. What do you go for next? So this is what, like, this is the part, I think this is the most important part for, like, Diamond Plus, is not necessarily trying to copy the exact build or the exact strategy, because, one, these guys are way too good. You're not going to be able to copy it exactly. And also, too, I think it's more important to be able to make decisions on the fly. So that way you have the response to what you see, as opposed to just some build that you try to shove into any situation. So, I'm Reynor right now. I know. Thank you. Thank you. Robo or Twilight or more gates. Or just Stargate. Honestly, I've seen no tech in Showtime's base. I think the best bet is Twilight Forge and just go for upgrades and stay ahead with Oracles. So that way you're not behind on Blink. Like that way you can still, like if you go Robo, that doesn't, like you still have to sit back and kind of turtle a bit. Blink and then Robo will allow you to get a third and get ahead as time goes on. So, that's my thought process. Now let's see if Reynor does that.
Dimensional strings attuned.
Of course, that's while constantly warping in to deal with this whenever possible.
I'm here in the shadows.
I'm assuming he doesn't die to this. If he does, well then I look dumb. Overcharge. Twilight.
Let our enemy
Ooh. Welcome to PvP. Oh my god, they're just stabbing each other's eyes out right now. But Reynor's definitely getting the better end of it. Alright, as long as his stalkers don't break. And this is the macro map. And Showtime is the macro player. Yeah, maybe the Twilight was too far. Maybe it should have just been like Phoenixes or another gate. The Twilight was like, maybe we're gonna stop this now. And Showtime's like, you don't understand. There is no going back. There was no back in the first place. Jesus. Oh my. Yeah, Reynor's over here trying to take like a new tech path. Showtime's still on just 3 gates. He's lost most of his probes. Showtime has 12 probes left. Wait, what? Reynor finally adds another gate. The high ground pylon on that battery. Ah, that's a good... Smart. Those are the probes that he bought himself with the oracles. Go home, probes. So, what did I learn here? What build? Nothing. We learned PvP is a clusterfuck and nobody knows what they're doing, and there's no plan. So, that's good. But maybe the next game... maybe the next game will teach us. It is a best of 3, so we got at least one more. But yeah, that was like nothing even that crazy happened. It was just Reynor. He kind of tweaked Showtime's nose with the pylon block, and Showtime just pulled the trigger on a 3-gate. Which, so the different... Showtime also scouted that Reynor did not have units 3 and 4. So you gotta count the exact amount of units coming out of those gateways. Ideally, also what they are. But, so Showtime knew he'd have a unit advantage as well. And it was that close to breaking Reynor. It was just Reynor was too good with the oracles as well. I think Reynor's just excited to have a way to attack someone who can wall off. Like, past the first 2 minutes. He was on top of those oracles. And these are the kind of skills that transfer over. And it's not like top players, I'm sure within a day, could easily be grandmasters, any race, any pro player. But those are the kind of skills that directly translate. Is the ability to compartmentalize, which Reynor is probably the best in the world at. Compartmentalize, like, where I can take damage and where I can deal damage, and exactly how much time I need to spend on each one. You saw a few slips there because he's not, like, as perfect with Protoss. Like, he lost a couple extra stalkers because he wasn't sure the exact number or didn't have it quite set up. But the multitasking, which is just a fancy word for rotating between things very quickly, won in the game. You know, Reynor might be better in PvP than... I mean, it's 1-0, but... just because of that. I guess... No. No, I think PvP is just too much of a poker game and less of a chaos management. But that's why he's so good. That's why he can beat Serral in ZVZ. Because sometimes he just drags Serral into the chaos. And he comes out ahead. Serral is a better planner, I think. But chaos is a ladder. You know what's always annoyed me? It's so hard to tell. Like when Protoss buildings are building, I still struggle to tell whose building it is without hovering over it. No other race has that issue. But like a pylon just looks like a glowing thing warping in. What changed to make PvP this bizarre? No, this is the most stable macro PvP has been in StarCraft 2 history. Occasionally expansions finish without anything happening. This is about as stable as it's ever been. Here, what happens is, like, every 6 months, it doesn't really matter the patch, is people kind of accept this is the macro build. Like, if you remember, not too many months ago, everybody was, like, expanding on the low ground. They were trying to put, make walls out of gateways. Occasionally, you'll still see it. But, and then, eventually, people realize, like, that isn't actually safe. That's just, we've kind of accepted it's safe. But if you really want to attack it, you can pretty easily do so. It was just like enough people got away with it that people accept that that's a safe build. And then eventually somebody realizes again, oh, wait a second. And that's the thing, is Protoss units are so good. There's so little defender's advantage as Protoss, and Protoss units are so good at exploiting that lack of defender's advantage, that essentially there's no advantage to taking this Nexus, especially early, because you essentially have to have a Nexus plus a shield battery. And Reynor didn't have the battery. You need 500 minerals just to get any defensive benefit from it. Oh, so this time, Showtime found the solution, which was more stalkers and better defense. God, that Oracle Micro is so good. No, Reynor did the same build, effectively. Different execution, but Showtime pushed him way more decisively, with more units on the other side of the map. And Reynor didn't get a ton of damage with Oracles. Why did Phoenix Wars and Disruptor Wars fall out of the meta? Same reason, I think. I'm not an expert, but I think the same reason was like people were just accepting you could get to that tech, but then eventually they realized like, wait a second, you can just kill them. Like you just go 1 base blank or like early 2 base and just fucking kill them. And that's always been true. Alright, so the takeaway from this series is not any sort of PvP build. It's do some crazy shit and hope you don't die. Oracle's pretty reliable. He's going Oracle into losing his Nexus into Blink with a Dark Shrine. We're 6 minutes in. Like, I don't... How many probes have those Oracles killed? Not enough. Showtime has 2 bases. Oh my, what a play. Oh, a recall. Or a full... Was that a warping or a recall? Showtime did a good job of keeping it off the screen if it was a recall.
I have met the enemy.
So the problem here is there's a sentry at the bottom of the ramp. In fact, it's still force field.
Research complete.
I don't think, like, he's gonna base, he's actively base trade. He's building, what are you?
We meet our fate.
This is a mess. This is a disaster. I think both players are losing.
Mineral field depleted.
Whatever. Did he finish the Dark Shrine or did he cancel it? He canceled the Dark Shrine at the last second. There was a hallucinated Phoenix Scout. This feels a little fancy to me. Yeah. Wait, what? Why the fuck did Showtime turn around? He got this straight. So this is Reynor being Reynor. Like, he's somehow just double-pronged blinked his way around Showtime in his own base. Yeah, so what do we take away from this is just play like Reynor. He just took... No. He had like 3-4 less stalkers. Right? Am I crazy?
New subscriber detected.
Reynor has 2 less stalkers.
Lindsay is chilling for 43 months.
And they're not even all on the other side of the map. APM check? A bit.
Oracle perceiving.
Yeah, not even all the stalkers are here. I don't know. And then more stalkers show. These force fields get me. These force fields are completely unnecessary, in my opinion. Like, oh, he was trying to catch him, but he was just 2, so he got 1 stalker. So Reynor took that from a pretty clear disadvantage to, I think, slightly ahead. Look at Showtime. Let's see what Showtime's dealing with here. Like, because he doesn't really have vision until the stalkers are in the base. Wow, did he have an observer? No. That was... Showtime is usually very good about... Like, he knows the risk is out there. Immediately sees the stalkers.
Research complete. I'm here in the shadows.
It's not like he's slow reacting to any of this. He's just kind of...
Is under attack.
He can't quite keep up partially because, like, Reynor has the attacker's initiative. Like, Reynor knows where he's going to attack. Showtime doesn't know 100% because all these units can teleport. So, like, he has an idea, but he doesn't know exactly how much is going to be where. Nobody does this, by the way. This is such a weird... Nobody splits off half their Blink Stalkers to attack the main. That's like a desperation move. But it was just... Reynor just decided to do it. It's super risky to do that because, like, Showtime... A couple seconds on either side, he could have trapped half the Stalkers and killed most of them and walked across the map and win the game. Like, So, the takeaway is just play like Reynor so far. Just perfectly manage all this. Make it's Zest-esque. Like, I'm doing this because this is the play. And no hesitation. It's like, this is it.
We meet our fate.
Already decided before he even started doing it.
I'm here in the shadows.
I love how you, like, you can definitely see just the personality differences. Showtime, very safe, controlled micro. Reynor's just blinking around, queuing things up, like... He's trying to set up a surround with Blink Stalkers. I think he just remembered upgrades exist. He's over here trying to set up a Zergling flank with Blink Stalkers. What is the Stalker count? He should have slightly more, yeah, because he hasn't been teching. He has slightly more, but he's attacking into what should have batteries at least. He's gonna use the Nexus. He's using the Nexus as the force field. So this is, like, look at when he looks back at his Stalkers. The timing. Because he knows at some point, even if Showtime moves backwards, he has like 2 seconds before his Stalkers are in a bad position. So he uses that to kill with the Adepts. He took an even supply, and he won with initiative. It wasn't a winning fight, he just outpositioned Showtime. Because the Nexus blocks too much of the concave if you get pushed back. I think at some point Showtime's just gotta go for, like, Immortal Archon charge lot. And not worry too much about having a better economy, because Reynor will probably eventually, like, at some point he'll take a bad fight. At some point Blink Stalkers won't. I say that.
New subscriber.
Hey, Lucifer,
detected.
Asian BS.
Lucifer FCS is chilling for 37 months. Oops, I did it again.
He saw that observer, right? What is it? Why are there 3 different groups of stuff? Oh, well, this was obviously a mistake. I think now that Showtime stabilized, it's an advantage to hit. Yeah, he's warping in Adepts, which are used mostly as distractions. Okay, so this is Reynor's base. Showtime. I guess it's not a distinct difference, but you can tell which one is a little more planned out. He's got, though he does have his tech vulnerable somewhat to Stalkers. Reynor was forced into his main for a while. My god, the concave. He has way less Stalkers with worse upgrade. Yeah, this is a horribly losing fight. The upgrades and the shield battery turn it. Oh yeah, okay. He can't keep getting away with it.
I'm here.
At some point, more shit counters less shit. Especially with better upgrades. Like the concave only does so much. It seems like it was this point.
Upgrade complete. I am here in the shadows.
2 adepts. Oh my god, he blinked out. Can't believe Showtime came back for that. He showed that he came back with his stalkers. Of course, it's just mass charge. You know, there he go. Looks like it's warping time. Okay, Warpius. Not again. You don't have to say it every time. I don't... Yeah, he's literally trying to set up a circling flank right now. And it looks like it's gonna work. He just got the blink off before Showtime blinked, but he did it so quickly that Showtime was still going to blink anyways. Yeah, I don't know. Reynor decided to go straight across. That was obviously a risky choice, but... does lose the 4th. This army.
Mineral field depleted.
At this point, Showtime just needs to get 200 supply. Reynor is not, like... Disruptors, maybe. I wouldn't even trust Disruptors. I would say just Immortal Archon. Like, maybe a couple Disruptors, but don't rely on them. Just something to zone. Oh my god. This is... Don't try this at home. Okay. Don't do this. With your... Whatever you do, not this. You will lose both armies. 100%. Reynor may lose both armies. Or he'll win both. I don't know. Well. Because why wouldn't he? I don't think that was a win. But it wasn't a loss. It was not decisive anything. And he forced the recall. The first non-stalker zealot. Templar is getting the shield upgrade after +2. This is the highest APM PvP. Especially with this Warpius composition. Where are you going? He just keeps going deeper. Where's the prism? His units can teleport. Also, I don't even know if he has a robo. Does he have a robo? He does, somewhere. Oh yeah, he's had obs.
I'm here in the shadows.
Somehow, after the prolonged chaos, Reynor turned that into a winning fight where he killed a bunch of probes and denied an expansion. Reynor may very well be the highest APM Protoss player.
I am here.
In fact, I'd be pretty confident saying he is. Is that 410 average in PvP? Not that that is necessarily crazy, but like... Oh my god. Oh, this is... Well, I can't use this. I would almost always be the Showtime in this scenario. Yeah. Just like most of Reynor's Zerg, this is another like, nope. Nope. Can't do that. I can't stress how much, like, Reynor has been constantly half a fight away from losing the game. He loses track of one of these armies for 2 seconds, and he might lose the game. And all he's doing is staying even with Showtime. Like, it looks like he's winning because we're following all the action, but all he's done is keep Showtime from expanding too quickly. He hasn't decisively won any fights. He's playing Zerg right now, yeah. Oh my god, the DTs. The DTs! The panic chrono. This Showtime must feel quite dirty right now. He's like, I can't believe this is what it's come to. Praying he doesn't have an obs. What am I? Any other Protoss? The Nexus. He lost 6 probes to like 6 DTs. Though he did get a Nexus killed. No, Reynor's clearly ahead now. What is his probe count? 69. Nice. Maybe the shield upgrades. He went +2 with +1 shields. And he didn't even build any arc. Wow. Well, actually though, the army kind of... Oh, he went for the obs. The obs wars. Oh, he got the obs. So, here, like I've said, Reynor is 1 fight away from losing. His army relies entirely on outmaneuvering. Did he kill his own ob? I don't think so. Maybe. There's a lot going on. It's a gentleman's agreement that Reynor's only going to use these 2 units. Fun fact, Reynor doesn't know if Protoss has any other. It is hard, like you can't really work Archons into this. He's barely mining gas. Because he's, like, especially since the DTs hit. Look at his 3rd, 4th, and 5th. And he actually only has 3 gas geysers. And I think he's mined out of his main. So his gas income... Okay, he's on 3 geysers of income. What are you doing? He's in his main sniping a prism. He just killed... He killed Showtime's prism at the... What? It's like... This is Zergtas. He is playing Zerg. It just has the Protoss skin, okay? And, which is quite a powerful one. So just micro. The stock, like, he keeps slipping himself into these corners here. Showtime must be so... I don't know if Showtime gets frustrated, but... unhappy. Like, indignant. He's so close. All he needs to do is kill, like, another 10 supply, and then he can walk across the map. He just needs to wipe out one side of it. But Warpius won't stop warping for you, Mr. Showtime. Oh my god, I can't believe he's using this clip. What are resources lost? Reynor's lost about 400 more, which is not good for Showtime, considering he has triple the mineral income. There I go, warping again. Wait, did Reynor ever build anything but Stalker? Well, he built Oracles. That's... this, yeah. Yeah, I was just trying to look for a PvP build, but if this ends up on YouTube, like and subscribe, and look forward to Reynor winning DreamHack with Protoss. Yeah, well... that's,